How is everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, Alan. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Karma. Lynn, Alan. Good morning. Good morning. I said Alan twice. If you could please retweet this, share this with everybody, bring everybody on. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hey, Liz. How are you? Chezzy, good morning. Teresa, hello. And Right Wing Millennial, how are you? Robin is here. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So, while before we get started, let me go ahead and just quickly read to you Psalm 123, and we'll get right into it. Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens. Behold, as the eyes of servants look to the hand of their masters, as the eyes of a maid to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God until he has mercy on us. Have mercy on us, O Lord, have mercy on us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorn of those who are at ease, with the contempt of the proud. Amen. Hey, Tim, over on Facebook. How are you? Good to see you. All right. Well, never a dull moment. This weekend was no exception. How did everybody else's weekend go? We see a lot in the news, a lot that is just continuing just continuing to be out there and just be crap. Okay. That's what we're seeing is a lot of crap. Seeing a lot of crap from the left, that we're going to see more crap from the left coming up. Yeah, it has been hectic. Hey, Cully. It's unfortunate that we're seeing what we're seeing, but it's not unexpected. The other day when President Trump told the I'm not here, but only in the spirit. Okay. All right. God's rules forever. God rules forever. I guess I understand that. Maybe you're saying I am here, but who knows? Uh, you're not physically here, but you're here in the spirit. I got it. All right. So when President Trump basically said, why don't you go back to your own countries, your home countries, if you think it's bad here in America. And of course, all of a sudden, President Trump, he's racist. He's racist. I think he was particularly talking to Omar, who's been one of the most outspoken ones. I know it's hard to avoid the news. You really can't, because it's everywhere. But, so trending yesterday and today, Trump's a racist, blah, blah, blah. I'm angry with all of the mayors and churches hiding the illegals. Well, you should be, Carmine. You should be. Because they are helping people break the law. You have to read it. Yeah, I read the entire tweet, Jesse. I know it's not racist. He's basically telling people, look, if things are so bad here, why don't you go back and kind of, go back to your own place that you came from, which Omar did come from Somalia, and talk about how wonderful that place is. AOC's propaganda about concentration camps encourage Antifa terrorists to react and die. Laura P. said. Jack, will you remove yourself from my scope and never come back? Then we'll talk. So anyway, wish they would leave Congress. I can't type today, Robin said. Yeah, I wish they would leave Congress too. Trolls already, Karma. It's Monday. Trolls always come in after a big weekend of being resistant and being on Twitter and trying to, trend things against the president. Then they come in on Monday. They're raring to go. Hey, Danielle. Because they have nothing else important to do. So they like to troll people and insult people. That's what people on the left like to do. That's who they are. So whenever they grow up and maybe join the rest of the world, they were chosen by the people. Yeah, well, that I don't care, Parsi, if they were chosen by the people or not. Just because people are elected doesn't mean they're good people. What's written on my shirt? It's a name of a location, Danielle. Hey, Dee, how are you? So, they may be elected by the people, but that's probably because the real people, the ones that should have been out voting and stopping these people, stayed home. And that just shows you why we should always, always vote, no matter what. No matter how we think, oh, well, it's all wrapped up. We don't have to worry about it, blah, blah, blah. You do have to worry about it. These people are anti-American rhetoric, if nothing else. They don't have anything kind to say about America. It's always putting America down. In fact, let me talk about some of the things that Omar had to say. She claims that she probably loves this country more than anybody that was born here. You could say the same about Trump. No, Parsi, because people went out and voted for Trump. So that's not the same. Trump was just saying, why don't they go fix their countries before criticizing the USA? Yes, exactly, Karma. We know that. And the left knows that. But they want to pretend, because they got nothing else, that they're racist. And let me tell you something else, Karma. Yeah, they fell asleep at the wheel. God rules, they did. It has come to the point, and I saw this one director from Netflix post yesterday, Ava. I don't remember her last name because it's not really important to know her first name. But anyway, she was, posting that Donald Trump was a racist, plain and simple. And basically their new rhetoric, which isn't new anyway, it's a Saul Alinsky tactic, is that if they say that Donald Trump is a racist and you like Donald Trump, that makes you a racist as well. So I'll help them pack and drive them to the bus station. Exactly, Karma. So we've gone back to that rhetoric of Saul Alinsky. Say it. If you don't agree with it, that means that you are a racist and you are as bad as the person that they're putting down. Omar is such a hater of America. Yes. Hey, Sue, good to see you on Facebook. Yep. Then you're a racist, Karma, And so, I mean, it's Saul Alinsky tactics. It's, you either think the way I think and believe what I think, or you are a racist. That is the left's tactic. It's one that it's always been, and one they always go back to. Just put up a giant 45 sign at work. Yay, Brandon, how's work going? Hope everything is well with you. So, I mean, don't be fooled by their tactic. And I know you're not. Hey, Yuri, good morning. So it's just a continuation of the same, and it's going to get worse. So it's okay. Here's the bottom line. It's okay for people of color, and this is in their mind. This is what they're implying. This is the message. It's okay for people of color to put down the United States or put down anyone else, or even be racist if they want to be. But it's not okay for anyone else to have an opinion. You are to keep that opinion to yourself unless you believe, as those people who are people of color or people on the left in general, if you don't believe what they believe, then you're to remain silent. They aren't there to serve the people. They hate Americans. That's right, Robin. Very well, waiting on a piece of software to download, so I figured I'd stop by. Well, we're glad that you did, Brandon. Good to see you. So, and also when I say people of color, most people of color that I know, just the ones that I know, many of them are conservative. Many of them don't feel that way. And many of them welcome a dialogue rather than shutting down a dialogue. So just saying, you can't lump, like they're doing on the left, you can't lump everybody into the same category just because it works for your agenda. Hey, Monica. Hey, Barbara. So, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. Hey, Gary. And they want you to believe their BS. So I know you don't buy into it. But anyway, back to Omar. She claims she probably loves this country more than anyone born in America. I don't think so, but that's your opinion. She says the U.S. likes to talk about American exceptionalism abroad, but it does not fulfill those values at home. AOC crying about death threats. I'm against violence, but can't ignore us. She brought it on. Karma said, not even the Native Americans have a voice. God rules. Yeah. So anyway, she calls it hypocrisy. Now, here's what I call hypocrisy. A woman who is a refugee who came to this country, was elected to Congress, is sitting there saying there's no exceptionalism at home in this country in America. What kind of BS is that? Look at your paycheck, Omar, if you don't understand what I'm talking about. The Dems used the term colored back in the Jim Crow days. That's right, Brandon. She sure hates what she loves, Barbara said. How dare her? We love America. That's why we don't want her here. I don't care that she's in America. I want her not to be a congresswoman. I want them to not elect her next time, be smarter, go out and vote against her. Don't know if that will happen because of the district that she's from. And they like the rhetoric that she talks about because it's pushing the left's agenda. But to sit there and say we don't push exceptionalism at home when you are making $174,000 a year as a congresswoman when you were a refugee is insanity. And that, of course, she would say, well, that's not enough, or da 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 da, whatever the case may be. Her district is disgusted with her, Karma said. Good. Yep, says a lot about her district. Well, Brandon, either that, or the people, again, stayed at home and were sleeping. And they didn't think that somebody like her would get elected. Now, I don't know if you've noticed lately, but I mean, I call them the four amigos. It's Omar, Tlaib, AOC, and Ayanna Presley, who, by the way, is starting to get more brash and bold and speaking out against things that are more anti-American rhetoric and everything rhetoric, because she's hanging around those people and they're saying, oh, you need to speak up. And the Justice Democrats, who are continuing to still pull the strings, I'm sure, are telling them, now's your chance, now's your opportunity. What does she want, to be a millionaire for free? Chesney says she's living the American dream. She sure is, Brandon. She sure is. Karma said she made a lot of empty promises. Now they say she's never reachable. Yeah. I'm sure none of them are. She's not to hold an office anyway. God rule says. I think that's what happened. They stayed at home. Yeah, a lot of people stayed at home because they thought that nothing like that was ever going to happen. And they were wrong. And now perhaps they realize that they were wrong. Now, also, Omar said, this was on July 4th. She said, today gives us a chance to reflect on how far we've come and how far we have to go to achieve full equality for all people. Okay, I don't know about you, but there cannot be full equality in any area of our life. There's always going to be some that have more and some that have left and less, and some that are just about as equal or whatever. But what's the definition of full equality in her mind? Hey, Renee, well, the Muslims did not stay home. That's true, Barbara. AOC is a millionaire now with the Netflix deal, sadly, Karma said. And, Karma, after she has spewed her hate, then she may not stay in Congress. She may not want to. It's like, oh, well, I'll just go on and I can do more elsewhere. Omar's district is full of Somalian, Danielle said. So, I mean, don't these people, meaning those on the left who resist, they always end up with, millionaire book deals, movie deals, and whatever the case may be. Hopefully in the movie, they'll talk about how she's so dumb, she doesn't know what a garbage disposal is. Is there full equality in Somalia? Oh, you know it, Brandon, all over the place. That's why Omar had to leave, because it was so full of equality in Somalia that it was a dangerous place to be. She had a deal with Netflix, Renee. I think it's for her documentary on her life, because it's so darn interesting. She said, now here's where they are, and this is why they keep pushing. They, meaning those on the left who resist. Omar says, we are at a tipping point for progress right now. Now, if what she said there doesn't sound like Barack Obama or Michelle Obama, I don't know what does. It's the same rhetoric. It's the same type of language. It's the same, we're at the tipping point of progress where America will be a good place if only we can get this. full equality for everyone. The life of a bartender. That's right, Alan. I've always wanted to know that story. Grr, can't see comments, Monica said. Alan laughed. If genders are fluid, how can there be a discrepancy in pay? I don't know. I guess pay rates and pay changes as the fluidity goes on. I watched a video of a contractor who, after finding out housing they were building for elderly was a something. Yep, same crap. Wonder how much she makes on top of her government salary. She uses her position to make more money. Brandon, she does, because Omar goes and speaks in front of CARE, as you know. And she gets paid for speaking in front of CARE, I'm sure. Oh, good. He knew it was being built for Muslims and he quit, Karma said. And she escaped AIDS. God rule says. Yeah. So she came over here when she was 12 years old because it was such a bad life in her country. So, okay. Was there full equality there? Is there full equality now in your country? Hey, Marlene. In fact, when she was disrespecting the United States on July 4th, she was praising Somalia's Independence Day. So, hey, Lee, good to see you. So that's Omar in a nutshell. And we're supposed to go, oh, that's just so great. Glad she said that. Oh, she's so right about America. Her views of America are just so right on. And anybody who doesn't believe in what Omar said and exactly the way she looks at things ought to go ahead and, just be called a racist. They are all on the bandwagon of fundamentally transforming our nation. Debbie, they absolutely are. I agree with you. And Hillary Clinton was supposed to be elected to finish it off. Absolutely finish it off. The 4 terrorists need to be voted out, Karma said. Now, part of this is one of the things that they're doing is, let me get rid of somebody who's vulgar in there. I don't know if you got a chance to read my article today. If you haven't, please read my article. Please share my article or no one will get to read it. It can't just sit there and not be read. Okay. She wants Trump to respect her, but does she give in return? No. Brandon, she's supposed to be respected, but nobody else's point of view, etc., are supposed to be respected. Respect goes one way when you're Omar, I believe. You can say whatever you want. You can trash people. You can trash the country. And that's okay if you're Omar. But if you're telling the truth, you're not allowed to do that. If you're President Trump, who basically says, look, we're sick and tired of hearing you down and disrespect this country. If you don't like it, go back to your own country and fix that problem over there. Because this was a much better country is why you came here. And that's the truth. And you don't want to hear the truth. Okay, fine. Don't want to hear it. So anyway, what I was going to say, my article at SusanKnowles.com, Omar's own father called her lies out, Karma said. Yeah, just like with, what's her face, Kamala Harris, whose father calls out her lies. But anyway, so my article, hey, Carmen, my article really tells you the reasons why what we're seeing is happening. There are a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons, and I don't know if you remember this, 2030 agenda. If you don't know about 2030 agenda, then please, please, please read my article at SusanKnowles.com, share my article at SusanKnowles.com. In fact, sign up for emails at SusanKnowles.com so you can get my articles every day and share them right from your emails. But anyway, the whole issue of wanting the borders open and continuing to, like AOC does, oh my gosh, there's so many horrible things going on there. People, Alyssa Milano comparing President Trump to one of Hitler's people. I mean, disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. This is all in large part due to a 2030 agenda. And that is, I don't know if you remember, and I don't remember the exact names of these declarations that came out, but it's kind of a declaration that the UN brought out, wanting everybody to sign on to it. And that declaration basically said it was very pro immigration, and it was large extent to, let's just open up the borders, let's just let immigrants go anywhere they want, like all over the world. Anybody should be able to go wherever they want, all over the world, really, and not be an immigrant anymore. Just have one world where we can all go to, and we can all be accepted as people from that area. So if I go over into China, I'm not an immigrant in China. I'm just a person who's traveling the world and should be allowed to come in, and no harm, no foul. Don't even worry about what I'm doing. Nothing. And they wanted this declaration. They wanted the United States to sign it. And wisely, of course, President Trump did not sign it. Of course, Obama loved it, to bring Communist Party open borders, God rule says. So, of course, Obama liked the New York version of it, which was, again, let's just open up the borders. Let's just accept everybody in. Don't worry about it. You'll find out tomorrow in an article that I've already written about why you need to worry about who's coming across our border, even if that person is coming in on a visa, this, that, and the other. Anyway, you'll see that one tomorrow. And if you're signed up for my emails at susanknowles.com, you will get that delivered to you in the morning. A country with no boundaries is no country with laws. A country with no boundaries is no country at all, Danielle. All globalists, one world order. Yep, it's the one world government. Hey, Gary Buchanan, how are you? Good morning. Gary, we're on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube all at the same time. So just so you know, you'll hear me talking to other people and that you're not seeing over there on YouTube. Great. Okay. Now, breaking news this morning was that President Trump and his administration is going to enact, basically it's the first country. We've heard about that before. Thank you, Barbara. Just working. Okay, Gary. Barbara says it's what she looks for in the morning, and then my article, and I thank Barbara for that. Barbara usually comments and shares it. Hey, Chicago Pops. Yeah, the communist takeover. Well, they've got a pretty good leg up. Sounds like a similar story I read before in the Bible. Doesn't it, Brandon? I know. So the administration is going to try to put in force, and starting tomorrow, that if you are from Central America, especially, and you go to Mexico first, which you have to go through Mexico to get to America, that you must seek asylum in Mexico and not come to the United States. In the great Twitter crash, they say it's my fault, Gary said. Well, Gary, that was an interesting Twitter crash. Anyway. So what we tried to do, I'm glad you're on YouTube, and I'm glad you're on YouTube and Facebook. Yes, Gary. Yeah, you have to find me different places. So what President Trump was trying to do in the past, we've heard about this first country rule before, and he wanted to make it where Mexico was sort of designated as a safe third country. And it had to be, hey, Jerry, it had to be designated a safe third country for this rule to work, basically. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to just go ahead and get this in place, the first country rule. Hey, Rosanna from Montana. So that everybody coming into Central America will have to claim asylum in Mexico, and that's it. Unless there's a couple of little exceptions. It's, for example, let's see what those exceptions were, that they have been trafficked, that their country isn't a signatory to one of the international treaties, and they were denied asylum. So just signed up for your emails. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Dems must first ask, why are folks fleeing their countries? No, Brenda, they don't care why they're fleeing their countries. All they care about is come on over, come through the borders, everyone, bring anybody that you want, terrorists are welcome. It's okay. And we'll change this country into whatever we want it to be. In other words, what we'll do is we'll destroy the republic, and then we'll be able to do whatever we want. If it was for just a matter of seeking asylum for safety, any country would work. Shows it's a lie, Karma said. Yeah. And don't forget, we have 35,000 people on their way here from Africa, according to Dennis Michael Lynch. Thank you, Gary. Please do sign up for my email. Appreciate it. So, the thing of it is, what they're saying isn't true. Aw, Rick. I know you love me, Rick. So, just be aware of all of that happening, that they feel that the first thing that they're going to do is challenge that rule if they make that rule. So just know that that's going to be one thing that happens. Let me get rid of some of the people who are being nasty on YouTube. Anybody want to be a moderator on YouTube, let me know, because we get some disgusting people. I know I was trying to get Robin over there. I'll have to get Robin over there to do that. But hey, Ava, you were over on YouTube. I didn't see you a second ago. Sorry about that. So let me go back to where it was. Okay. Hey, Ava, God bless. I'm glad you moved over to Facebook. I know that you were on YouTube and you moved over. Look at the Utah girl murder by another illegal. Oh no, Carmen, you're not supposed to look at that. Any more earthquake activity, Rosanna said. There's always earthquake activity, Rosanna, but not like what we had, not a 7.1 or anything like that. There was a couple of earthquakes over the weekend, Indonesia, 7 in the 7 range, and Australia in the 6 range. So happening a lot. So we'll see what happens with that first country rule. I think it's a great rule. If you want to seek asylum and that's what you want to do, then it wouldn't matter where you go and seek asylum, just like Karma said. Facebook messing with settings. Sorry. Speaking of terrorists, UK let Muslim on high watch list to get a job in the tube subway. Well, Jerry, what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. Karma said, if I can figure out YouTube, I'd help you over there if you'd like. That was scary. 7.1. Yes, Carmen. Sound keeps dropping off. Mike said, yeah, Mike, I don't think anybody else's sound is dropping off, but for whatever reason, people have been saying that Periscope has been having a problem with sound over the last week or something like that. I don't understand that. Sometimes I will drop into somebody else's scope and I can't hear them, and I go back and listen to mine and I can hear them just fine. So I don't know what that is. Okay. Now, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti said, we're in this together, when he was talking about the illegals. And so many people came out and did help the illegals during the ICE raid. And really, it's not an ICE raid. It is ICE enforcing our laws, which is what they're supposed to do. Mine is good today. I just lose chat when I share it, Karma said. Of course. Drop off are way low, Mike said. Yeah. And God Rules said, I keep freezing, which I don't keep freezing for anybody else. God Rules. Make sure your Periscope is up to date. Everything has been fine here on Periscope, Robin said. Yeah. Just depends. Now there are rumors. Oh, before we say that, can you everybody please retweet this? We're at the halfway point again. If you don't mind sharing it, that would be wunderbar. Always at the halfway point's good to share. Not freezing here. It looks like I'm looking at myself on Periscope and it looks like I'm frozen on Periscope. How great is that? Good morning. Good morning, Robin. Yeah, I see myself there as frozen. So I don't know if anybody else sees me as frozen, but okay, here we're back now. There we go. Unbelievable. Hey, Clara, thanks for retweeting. Good to see you. All right, so there's rumors going around that Pelosi and Mnuchin have been talking on the phone, and they say that basically that it could mean that she wants to increase the debt ceiling, or that they're talking about funding for the government. I know, finally made it. Glad that you made it, Clara. Yeah, it's not frozen on mine now. It was just a second ago. I have no idea what that was. And it really wasn't frozen when I just went off and came back. It was absolutely fine. So I don't. Thank you, Eva, for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Does anybody else like the fact that Pelosi is talking with Mnuchin? I don't like it when they talk with each other. I don't like it when, why is he talking with her? Shouldn't that be? Yeah, thanks, Monica. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Shouldn't that be the president's job to be talking to Pelosi, or another congressperson to be talking to Pelosi about what's going on? A voice in the wilderness. Thank you, Danielle. Hopefully somebody can hear that voice in the wilderness, at least one of the trees, right? um, so does anybody else? Good morning. Hey, Mystery School. Yeah, you don't like it either, Yuri. I don't ever think it's good. I think that's a good way for her to gather ammunition when it comes time to talk about things. And it's a shame that it is that way, but it's kind of like, hey, Michael, it's the way things are. I don't like Pelosi talking at all. No, I don't like it either. Girl, you'll be a gold badge soon. Oh, well, I don't know, Mystery School. It hasn't happened so far, so. And that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not looking for to get any of the hearts for money or stuff that you never really get anyway. Tim was going to say something about Pelosi. I had a scammer call. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Chezzy said. All right, so let's see. Here's somebody else on the left speaking out. A former gubernatorial candidate of Florida, Andrew Gillum, which you might remember, claims that the Trump administration is literally terrorizing people with the ICE raids, which is merely enforcing the law. So Tim said Pelosi should get nothing from us. That's true, Tim. So I'm thinking we need to get the American flag protected to stop the defacing and burning. Absolutely, Karma. I believe it. Neither am I. Not looking to make money on Periscope as well. Yeah. I try to offer some things, Mystery School, that people can go and get some and add value to things. But like if I ask for a donation, I give you a gift in return, which is what I have with my kombucha that some people have followed up on and wanted. So that's really good. Hope they're enjoying their kombucha. She's not one because she needs more numbers and did not buy them like others. Real deal here. Yes. Yeah. Some people went out and bought their followers. And those are the people that have been deplatformed for the most part on Periscope. So it's nice to see someone like Mystery School who did not go out and buy her numbers of viewers, which is authentic. Authentication is always great. Genuine is nice. I'm really fed up with the flag burning. Yes. Same with me as well. I like your style. You have value and you're generous to your people. Thank you, Mystery Skull. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So now it on the left, if you go ahead and say we should enforce our laws, we should go out and get people who are breaking our laws, then all of a sudden you're terrorizing people. Wow. So does that mean we should let people, rapists, murderers, carjackers, and anybody else? Thank you, Mystery Skull. I'm very picky with who I let follow me. How do you buy viewers? Apparently you can buy viewers on Periscope, Twitter, Monica. It's all, if you Google it, which I hate to say that word, Google it, it's on there. I guess I don't know how expensive it is. The fact that illegals are hanging their flags in our country disgusts me, Clara said. Well, Clara, the fact that they take down the American flag and put up another flag, in most places would be an act of war. So I would have attacked that person who lowered our flag and put up another, Barbara said. Our new mayor in Chicago has told our police not to cooperate with ICE. Yeah, she's great. She's great, Chicago Pops. Um, so I guess, if we're looking at being having that full equality that Omar is talking about, then if you break the law but you're not an illegal immigrant, you should not be arrested. You should not be terrorized, as Andrew Gillum calls it, by being arrested, and you shouldn't be separated from your children when you go to jail, if you were to go to jail. So if we're going to have full equality, I guess we're going to have to treat everyone exactly the same. Let's just ask Omar. If we hired bail bondsmen, can they enter the home of an illegal without a warrant? I don't know the laws behind bail bondsmen, Tim. They've got their own set of laws, but I think they have to kind of be just like, everybody else. That's true. Goes back to even the kids' games of capture the flag, Mystery School said. Yeah. Then you can be gold with more numbers, Barbara said. Yeah. I don't even know if people look at the gold, silver, and bronze anymore when you're talking about Periscope. I don't think people really care, to be honest with you. Oh my God, Homan really spanked AOC. That made my week. What in the world? Jail is no longer jail. Well, there you go, Alan. Should jail be jail for anyone if it can't be for everyone? Just asking. AOC was nasty to Homan. I'm so glad that Tom Homan is back. That Garcia congressman ought to be ashamed of himself for trying to make him out like he's some rapist that doesn't care about dying children, which I'm sure that Homan has seen, as he said, a child die in his arms. So again, if a Republican said that about Garcia, everybody would be up in arms. But when Garcia says that about Homan, it's perfectly okay. Hey, Rox, good to see you. I think a bail bondsman can go after you wherever you are. They own you. Yeah, but I don't think they can break the law doing it, Carmen. That's the only thing. Yeah, Garcia, ugh. I know. I know, Michael. It's I'm so sick of hearing people. If you want to talk to people a certain way, then you need to expect that in return, and people need to be okay with it. But it's not the way it is. It's like, you can do it, but I can't. Homan can hold his own. I know, Karma, and I was so glad he's back. California wants felons released from prison to be on juries now. Unbiased, right? Wow. The real scopers refused to scope for a few days, Barbara said. Well, I didn't. I'm a real scoper, but I didn't refuse to scope for a few days because, first of all, it wasn't mentioned to everybody. So, yeah, I don't know. California. There's supposedly a petition going around in California to recall Newsom. I don't see that happening. I wish, but I don't think it'll be successful. Bail bondsman can do more than a cop can and get away with it. That's true, Karma. Those who break the law will be held accountable, God willing. Exactly, Mystery School. And it will be probably God that for sure will bring the justice, maybe not our own system. The big boys. Bounty hunters get away with bending and breaking laws way more so than police, Dawn said. They do, but you got to be careful because they can't violate civil rights. So, I don't know what the bail bondsman can and can't do. So I'm not up on their laws and what they can and can't do. I know they can do other things that police can't do, but again, you can't violate people's civil rights. Let's see some other things here. Epstein. The court is going to, I guess, decide tomorrow whether Epstein can get bail or whether he has to stay in jail pending his sex trafficking trial because of the fact that he has a lot of money. They fear that he is a flight risk. Good morning. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Margie. Love your sanctuary, Margie. Margie has a sanctuary place, not a sanctuary city or state. Epstein, I know. You know, everybody has kind of remained quiet. And by everybody, I mean Congress. I want somebody to talk about what it costs. And I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I want Congress to look into, let's say, about what Alex Acosta meant by the fact that he was told that Epstein was hands off because he was intelligence. Good morning, Josette. Good morning, my lovely Sue. Watch Jessica Tarlov, a leftist loon, calling Trump a racist and what ICE is doing is wrong. She is a joke. Yes. No, Marcellus, I don't speak English at all. Do you? Anyway, so don't you find that interesting? Wonderful to have a sanctuary piece, Carmen said. No bail, let him stay in holding. He's a flight risk or Arkansas risk. Yep. I've got to go, Susan. I hope you have a great day. God bless you. Thank you, Mystery School. God bless you too. Thanks for dropping in, and you're welcome back anytime. So am I alone in this? Is this something that you would want? He also had a Saudi passport with his picture, but not his name. Definitely a flight risk, Ibra said. Got to get back to the hamster wheel. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Brandon. Thanks for coming in. So does that worry anybody? Does that, could it be that we were using Epstein knowing that he was doing what he was doing allegedly to children so that we could gather information? Isn't Epstein's bond hearing today? I don't know, Carmen, but I know breaking news was the judge was going to be deciding that tomorrow. So I want to know who the intelligence organization is that Epstein was working with, if anybody. And again, Alex Acosta, if you listen to what he said, his reasonings for that, and the fact that he was the only person who was trying to get him jail time, then why is he gone? And I get, he's a distraction. Well, as I said, everybody is a distraction. One by one, they pick off the Trump administration. And, because it's a distraction. He needs to stay in jail, Rock said. What about women's body found in the laundry chute classified as an accident? Carmen said. I think they want to take Trump down. Oh, well, jury, that's for sure. Yeah, I forget, Carmen, who was the woman in the laundry chute? Epstein is going to take down a lot of people with him, and that is what they're afraid of. I'll say, Josette said, yeah. I think Epstein knows a lot. Maxwell dad, Robert, was CIA. And she was, Ghislaine, however you say her name, was supposedly a cohort with Epstein. Even if there's any truth to that, we'd never learn the facts about it. Probably not. Epstein friend, Karma said. No bail at Epstein's age. He has no reason to stick around. Barr has him for interstate transport of minors for sex. Yep, Tim. But, maybe Judicial Watch can look in and maybe get a FOIA request to find out what that intelligence link is and who they're talking about, if it's a possibility of getting that. It would be very difficult. I agree, but I think we should at least try to get that. So we'll see if anybody does anything on that. I don't know if you heard over the weekend that guy who wonder how much the fire destroyed. Oh, I'm sure everything. Hope Judicial Watch gets involved. Tim said, yeah, I do too, Tim. And they at least heard it and have some questions about what he said. So the guy who got killed in Washington State, the one that attacked the ICE detention center, turns out supposedly, allegedly, he was a an Antifa person. Isn't it shocking? And he wrote an "I am Antifa" manifesto before he was killed. A list of women's names came out going to Epstein Island but not coming back, Karma said. Barr's dad hired Epstein as a teacher at a prestigious high school. He was a college dropout. Isn't it just so funny? Barr's dad hired Epstein. Isn't it amazing? And you have to look at this for a second. These people are all connected. I mean, I know 6 degrees of separation, but isn't it weird when we talk about somebody that's in the news, if you start looking, my gosh, these people all know each other. It's fascinating. You're from Russia. Hi, from Nikita from Russia. How are you? So, I mean, it is fascinating whether it's, doesn't mean anything, but they all like walk around in the same groups. It was only a matter of time before one of those idiots were killed, Renee said. Donald Barr. Yeah. Leon Panetta had info slow walked first Epstein case in the FBI vault Wikidocs. Joseph said the media is going to blame Trump for that man's death. You watch. Alan said it's the swamp. I know, Alan, but I mean, it is totally amazing that in one way or the other, if you look hard enough, you'll find some type of connection that they had. Good morning, Molly. Good to see you. They all traveled in the same prep school, elite New York City culture. Yep, Ibris. It is amazing though, but why is it that these people and you kind of said it there? It's the elitists. They are all they're all in the news. They're all in prominent positions. It's amazing. If you're an average person, you're typically not in that position to be one of the elites that run seemingly the country and the world, right? Now this was surprising when I saw it. There's a group she's a young woman. She's 25 years old. And one day on her Facebook page, she made an offhand comment saying, what if young Jews occupied ICE detention centers and shut them down? Now, here's a woman who's Jewish, 25 years old, and she calls her group Never Again. According to Chuck Nillis, Clintons have been removed from Epstein's Wikipedia. Trump there. Of course. All the pictures are missing, Robin, they say. So here's this woman who's calling her group Never Again after the Holocaust. And of course, nobody's going to challenge that because she's Jewish. So, they'll say, well, that she should be able to do what she wants. She's Jewish. And I get all that. But at the same time, she's misunderstanding what the Holocaust, how it is not like what's happening in the detention centers with ICE. But my gosh, the identity politics, everything else, the picture in your head will be there. I told her she better not try it in Texas, Barbara said. That's such a bad statement about Jewish people. Well, and she doesn't represent all Jewish people, Danielle. We have to remember that. She's a young woman who obviously doesn't understand. Maybe she was never taught about the Holocaust. Maybe she was never taught from her Jewish heritage and her family about the Holocaust. But she goes, thank you, Carmen. But she goes and now tries to equate what's happening in the ICE detention center with what happened at the Holocaust. It's such a travesty, really, and distorts history. They actually killed Jews in the Holocaust. That's right, Barbara, they did. And if you sat down and talked to her about that, like, how did you come up with that? In her mind, I'm sure she thinks it's the exact same thing. Because one, society, meaning the left on society, talks to her and tells her, feeds that to her and others about it being equivalent, like AOC, equivalent to concentration camps, when it isn't. I think I heard he hired him, Epstein, to teach that back in 1974. Barr's dad did that. Zero correlation. I know, Michael, zero correlation. And yet it'll be, played up. They've had protests. They want to have protests from California to Rhode Island, and they've already had protests. I mean, it's sad. And if I were a Jew, I think I would be going and talking to her organization and saying, why are you disrespecting what happened to Jews in the Holocaust? Because that's what she's doing. Being a history teacher, the comparison infuriates me, right-wing millennial. Well, absolutely, it should. It absolutely should. There's no comparison. And yet, the young people who know nothing, who've been taught nothing about the Holocaust, who don't even know who Bonhoeffer is, don't even know who, anybody that was in the Holocaust. Well, Jews are usually Democrats, so easy to feed this to uninformed, Barbara said. I mean, it's just horrible. The Diary of Anne Frank. I mean, they don't even teach the Diary of Anne Frank in most schools anymore. I mean, how can you sit there and compare this to the Holocaust when you don't even know the history of the Holocaust? You know nothing about it for the most part. Now, maybe she's a scholar on it. If she was, I don't think she'd be doing this. Schindler, exactly. Mengele, absolutely. Absolutely. And how California's connection to the Holocaust. Yeah, Mengele. Yeah. Nobody, she doesn't know that. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't know. It's just, but that's how history is being distorted. This is where we're going with this. This is what's happening to our society. We're taking history away. She's 25, Chezzy, 25 years old. And I'm sure she heard AOC say it one day and thought, well, I'm Jewish, equal knowledge about concentration camps, equal I can start a group called Never Again. My daughter has the diary book and she gets very emotional. Yeah, Robin, it's a very emotional book. And when you read the Diary of Anne Frank, you have to be moved by what you read, or you have no soul or no heart. Carmen said was taught Diary of Anne Frank in elementary school, should be a must. Absolutely. They are trying to kill our history. Look at Omar, took away the pledge, teaching Muslim prayer in Minnesota. Ignorant puppets. Yep. Feet, please. Oh my goodness. Department of Education is to blame as well. There's a lot, Debbie, to be blamed. Progressivism that started in our public schools in the early 1900s. That has a lot of blame on that from long ago. That's where it all started. And it's an uphill battle now to try to fight the Department of Education because it's all progressives for the most part. I have Bonhoeffer book too, Danielle said. Yeah. I can imagine Juan Williams today as a 5. He's going to sing his one-hit wonder, Trump is a racist. He sounds more unhinged every time, Josette said. Yeah. Muslims want Sharia worldwide. Absolutely, Mike. And that's what they've always wanted. And we're supposed to just sit and go, no, none of that's true. No, that can't be true. No. History textbook's been edited, rewritten. Columbus bad. Jefferson bad. Confederate flag bad. Washington bad. That's right, Jerry. Civil war is coming for real in some form, or it's already here, Barbara said. Yeah, well, it's frustrating. But again, don't get in the muck and mire. Stand back and see it for what it is and why it's being done the way it is done, so that you can be the one with a level-headed, rational mind to teach the truth and to teach where we're going and why we're going there. Now, here's something else that you may or may not be aware of. Omar and Tlaib are speaking next week alongside of a woman whose name is Zara Billo, Billoo. This person has repeatedly called Israel a terrorist state and has said, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, which is basically calling for the elimination of Israel. Confederate flag was not an actual battle flag, just a Southern Civil War flag, not used in war, Carmen said. The Dems want to blindside us with Sharia, Lori said. Yep, let God take the reins. Absolutely, Clara. If we as Americans don't take a stand, we're done for. That's right, Karma. And we need to take a stand in multiple ways. In my kids' school, they are learning all of the history the public schools have removed. Nice, Robin. Trying so many are clueless. Absolutely. Barbara, when you go back and you read the Bible, when it talks about people with eyes and ears that can't see or hear, then you understand exactly what the Bible meant by that. I wondered, when I was younger and I read that, how can that be? Well, now I know. I'm watching it before my very eyes. We do need to pray big time, Danielle. And again, I want to thank those people who've been very consistent, like coming to mind, Clara, Sylvia, Danelle, those people who've been very consistent in putting out the prayers for the president. I know a lot of people have kind of dropped off doing that, probably because maybe you don't think there's a connection. Maybe you don't think people read it. Maybe you don't think it means anything or that it's doing anything. I would just totally disagree with that, because every time you put one of them out, people always retweet it. I'm raising my grandson, instructed him to not participate in anything Muslim, to call me if he does get that, if he gets in trouble for it, Karma said. We are seeing the Bible fulfilled right in front of us. We are, Robin. I pray constantly for praying, Danielle said. But it's good to put that out there. And you know what? Even if no man sees it, God sees it. God knows what you are doing. And it's the right thing to do. So I appreciate it and I thank you for it. Yes, I was telling someone the truth. They looked at me and were blank. Barbara said, I left Twitter. I would still be doing it. Robin said, yep. Robin, maybe you want to start it up on Cloud Hub. Just saying. I'm in prayer groups for Trump and Facebook. Jerry said, sorry, I've been away, but I'm back now. Yay, Carmen. Yeah, I am like that close to leaving Facebook as we talk about. I did 2 yesterday because it was too long, Barbara said. And Barbara, you either didn't put my name in it or whatever, because I didn't see it. I'm surprised I can comment on Scope. I've been suspended from Twitter for 7 days, got 2 hours left. Wow, Lori. And for what? Telling the truth again? Let's see. Yeah, but that was very disappointing about that young lady. And if hopefully if she comes to your town. Oh, I didn't think of that. We'll do on Cloud Hub. Thank you, Robin. I saw one today. Now, listen, you guys who aren't on Cloud Hub already, Deneen Borelli and Tom Borelli have joined Cloud Hub. So you may want to go ahead and download your app. Deneen Borelli has been a total activist, a conservative activist, pro-Trump. She's an African-American woman that she's been doing this long before Candace Owens came about. There was Deneen Borelli. So you need to follow her on Cloud Hub. Get on down there. I've been posting a few on Cloud Hub. Great platform, Carmen said. So follow Deneen and follow Tom Borelli if you come over there. Yes, telling the truth, they don't like you talking about Sharia. Not at all, Lori. Not at all. It's getting to be like the UK. Danielle said, yes, I saw that, Susan. Yes. So any of you that don't know, Deneen Borelli had a ton, probably I don't know about 1 million, but maybe more. Debbie on Cloud Hub. Yep. Debbie's on Cloud Hub. That she had it on Facebook, and all of a sudden her numbers started going like this. Susan, it's a bit hard to navigate. I get people I don't follow, so bear with me on that one. Karma, you have to get on there and just start being a part of things, and then it won't be hard to navigate and stuff like that. And for all of you who are on Cloud Hub and you don't have your profile picture, put something on your profile picture Don't just have the little gray, outline of nobody there. Get a profile picture. It pops up the symbol before I send, only after I go your name, then put it in the, put it all together, Barbara. Put my name, put the hashtag PPWFT. You got to also put susanknowles.com and then /PPWFT, or we don't have the logo that goes with it, the presidential seal. Yeah, Cloud Hub is very easy. And if you just go in there and start following everybody. Watch the conversations. If you're not following that person, go follow that person in somebody else's conversation. Start adding on people. Have a great day. Stay safe. Awesome scope, Susan. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Don't forget, tomorrow is Tuesday. God's views on political news tomorrow. And if you haven't watched or shared God's views from political news from last week, please go to susanknowles.com, scroll down, watch God's views there, and share it, please. Exactly. Add an emoji if you don't want your picture. Yeah, do whatever. Just don't have that little, grayed out person. It wouldn't let me put one, so I'll retry. Yeah, Karma, if you have any problems, just do just Cloud Hub support or support. I don't know which one it is, or Sonia, and somebody will help you figure it out. Do not know why, but I get the seal. Do it every Sunday. Oh, you don't get the seal because you don't put susanknowles.com /PPWFT. If you don't put that, see, Barbara, I think what you're doing is you're putting at susanknowles.com. You can't put the at sign. Just put susanknowles.com /PPWFT. Prayers for you and our God-given country. Thank you, Debbie, so much. Didn't know about Cloud Hub. How is Parler? I like Cloud Hub a lot better, although I am on Parler too, or Parlay, Lori. But Cloud Hub is where I definitely like the most. Could not see comments. God bless you all. Grateful. Michael, please try again with the comments. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, everybody. Please retweet this. God bless you. Take care.